Hello, welcome to another video. I am Ahmed, one of the IELTS and PTE instructor at Edify group of companies. Today I will mainly be comparing the both tests, IELTS and PTE, and I will be answering the questions that I mainly get asked, that which is a more beneficial test, which is more easier test, and which one of these two tests I should opt for. Honestly, there's no one single answer to this because it's subjective. There are some factors which make PT more easy and accessible for a lot of people, but at the same time, there are so many people who are not comfortable with the tech, so they might want to do the IELTS, right? So we will move on section wise and we'll compare both of these tests, and by the end of this video, you can have a very good idea which is more suitable or beneficial for you. So let's start with the speaking. Now, for those of you who are afraid of speaking in front of an examiner and you find it really hard to speak with people, PTE is going to be a very good option. Why? Because in PTE your speaking is online and you are mainly recording the option. However, you must remember that PTE speaking section has more number of questions and they are rather difficult as compared to the IELTS. For example, in IELTS, there are 3 fixed sections of speaking, and you know there is only one cue card on which you need to talk for 2 minutes. The rest are just general questions that you can simply answer. But in PTE, there are 4 question types mainly, and you need to read aloud, you need to retell a lecture, and you have to record all of these answers. And while you are recording these answers, the computer will assess your vocabulary, your fluency, your lexical resources, and all of those factors. So in that term, it becomes really difficult. So if you are someone who are good at with the tech, who are good at using computer, and you're also very good and advanced in your English, then PT would be a very good option in this regard. However, if your vocabulary is basic, and you need a help whenever you are talking and you think that speaking to a person would be more beneficial, then IELTS is the best option. Let's talk about reading. Now, PT's reading is relatively very easy. Why? Because it has small prompts, and with small prompts there are 1 or 2 questions associated, and then the prompts changes and the question also changes. So with every new question you have a new opportunity to correct it, and if you couldn't understand one prompt, it doesn't mean that the whole test will be jeopardized. It won't be the case. On the other hand, IELTS reading is difficult rather because it has 3 long passages and there are 13 questions associated with each passage, which makes it really difficult because you get tired and you cannot focus on 3 different passages which are long, which are dull. So if we compare these 2 things, then PTE reading is relatively very easy. Another factor which makes PTE reading easy is that it has only 5 question types, while IELTS has 11 question types. So if you are someone who has urgency to give the test and you don't have enough time to understand those 11 question types and practice them a lot, then you might want to go for a lesser question types option. So PTE would be a better choice here. Third, let's move on towards the writing. Now, writing has 2 sections in both the tests. In IELTS, we have 2 fixed format. The first section is always going to be an essay about some data that you need to write on. It's a chart, it's a pie graph, it's something like that. You have an information in the image in a pictorial form and you need to represent it in the written form. In the second part, you write an essay. If we compare it with the PTE, in PTE the first section of the writing is summarize the written text. So you mainly have a text written and you would read it and you will summarize that text in maximum 75 words. There is a 75 words limit. So your answer could be between 5 words to 75 words. You have 10 minutes for this. It seems more easy. However, if you are not very good again with understanding the written text, or you're not very good with understanding English, then summarizing something which has already been written might become a problem. As compared to if we compare it with IELTS, in IELTS you have the data in front of you. You just need to represent it in the written form, in the context form. Second question type, which is essay, it is the same for both of them. Both the test has almost same type of questions. There will be a controversial topic on which either you can agree, disagree, or you can debate about its positive or the negative development. And the range of the words is also somewhat same. So for PT essay, you should write 250 to 300 words, and in IELTS there is a limit of 250 words. So it is almost similar. So if we assess both of these tests on the written form, on the written section, then it's not very different from each other. But in PT, obviously it's a computer-based test, so your typing speed should be good. If you are someone who is good at with the computer and typing, then PT would be a very good option for you. But if you cannot type faster and you're good at writing with your own hand, or if you're good at writing with your own hand, then then IELTS would be a good option. Lastly, we will talk about listening. Now, I have emphasized this previously in other videos as well. I will reiterate that point, that listening of PTE test is difficult. And I will also give you the reason for that. In PTE's listening, the audios that are being played are not censored. Sorry, I'll repeat this line. Now let's talk about listening. Now we will compare the last section, which is listening. And if we compared now, moving on to the listening section, now we will compare listening of both of these tests. Well, in the listening, PTE is going to give you a little more challenge as compared to the IELTS, because in IELTS we have 4 fixed sections, and the audios which are being played are recorded in a very unnatural way. They are slow, the speakers are speaking in a very unnatural manner, so it's more easier to pick the option. Whereas in PTE, the audios are random, right? They have noise in the background and they speak in a very natural way. So when you are listening to natural speakers, it naturally becomes very hard to pick the words and to fill the blanks or to understand the multiple choice question. So for the listening, you might wanna, if you are someone who's not good at understanding English and you are not good with English comprehension, then you might want to go for IELTS. But you can just do practice tests for both of them and you can analyze. Another thing that you should consider for listening is that in PT's listening, there is a negative marking. So for the question type like multiple choice and multiple answers, you will get a negative mark if you do not select all the correct option, or you have selected an extra option. You will get the negative mark for that. But in case of IELTS, there is no negative marking, not at all, right? So either you will get a 1 for a correct option, or it's a 0 for not writing it or for the wrong answer. So this is the overall breakdown of all the 4 sections and a very broad comparison. You can assess yourself based on these parameters and you can realize which one of these 2 tests is good for you. And it's just a myth. You will hear it from many different people that PTE is very easier as compared to IELTS. It's not the case. Once you will get into the test, you will realize it's equally difficult, if not more. So I hope this comparison will help you identify, and if you need any more information regarding PTE or IELTS, you can reach out. We have very qualified staff. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck.